What's up, Internet? What's up? So we just watched a movie called Bite from this year. Got anything to say?
Oh no.
Are you alright? Oh, something bit me. Aw, you okay? Yeah, he's just a little bite.
Bite is a body horror film directed by Chad Archibald, starring Emma Begovic, and it's about a girl named Casey who goes on vacation for her bachelorette party and gets bit by a bug and starts turning into a bug lady, a la Jeff Goldblum from The Fly.
Never heard this one before.
Literally Jeff Goldblum from The Fly.
So I think we're gonna go about reviewing this film in a little bit of a different manner.
This movie's a garbage fire.
A garbage fire that is perpetually attempted to be put out with gasoline, kerosene, jet fuel.
I didn't think you were actually going to text me your notes, and you did.
Oh, okay, hang on. No, I decided within maybe around the 6-minute mark to start taking notes. And we have...
Please don't go through them all. We will literally... This video will be in half an hour.
Can they see that?
Well, I mean, they can see, like... They can't see the contents, but they can see how...
Well, obviously not. I don't expect them to. I'll start with my...
Go right ahead. Go.
I'm just going to start with...
Point out your gripes.
My concluding note, because it sets a nice tone for what everything I'm going to say is just going to encompass.
Go right ahead.
Get me a pair of Ugg boots, a caramel apple spice latte, and the tightest yoga pants you can find, because I literally can't even with this fucking movie. Let's start right off the bat with the 5-minute intro found footage
Yeah,
sequence.
I mean, it's not necessary. It's just fucking pointless, and I get
horrible drunk acting.
Horrible drunk acting. Horrible acting in general. There's no good acting in this movie, guys.
I've
None.
seen better faked inebriation by high school sophomores after prom. You know what? There was less vomit in the high school after proms than there was in this fucking movie.
This movie had more vomit than Slaughtered Vomit Dolls did, and that's actually
we're gonna come to the vomit. There's a whole vomit section.
We'll get to that.
Direction map. That's my first note.
There's a scene in this movie early on where a character gives them directions to a nice swimming area, and the directions are literally like a napkin.
The map is shown, and it's about 62 arrows pointing in the same direction.
It's just a drawing of a mountain and like 30 arrows pointing
as if to say,
up.
If you just go that way, you'll reach it eventually.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's try and be more professional about this. Acting wise, it's not good.
Fail.
It really is not good.
I'm not saying that as like a internet thing, like, oh, fail. No, like as if this was an acting class you did not pass.
It's upsetting because you can see that some of them are at least trying, but they're not doing well. They're not trying hard enough, and it's really, oh, Lord. Direction wise, it's the most standard you can get. There were maybe 1 or 2 scenes where I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I like the lighting in her apartment when it becomes like a bug hive. It's all browns and yellows and gross.
I will take, if we're on the topic of discussing the things we liked about this movie, since they're so far and few between.
Practical effects.
Practical effects.
The practical
and
effects
the
are great.
Adorable little Fango cameo they had in the beginning.
There's a cool little Fangoria cameo that he was like, he noticed and I didn't catch.
That was cute.
Yeah, that was cute. And like I said, the practical effects in this movie are great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The man or woman who designed this movie from a practical
I
effects
hope they get
standpoint,
jobs after this.
They deserve to go up, while the others deserve to just...
Because...
I don't even know.
They do a good job at making this movie gross. It's a gross movie, and that's kind of cool. I like body horror movies. I like gross-out type movies. So that's cool. This was nice. It was kind of satisfying to see just a movie with a lot of vomit and, like, gross, like, bug goo and everything.
A lot of vomit.
A lot of vomit. There's a lot of vomit in this movie, guys. So that's all the positives. Negatives, like we said, acting is atrocious. Directing is nothing special at all.
One of my notes that are emotional transitions that give
my
me
God.
whiplash.
There's no tone. There's no tonal consistency in this movie. It goes from like the emotions and scenes. There's no transitions between them, so you'll get a really like dramatic scene where people are like crying and like being angry, to a scene where, how's my favorite dog? It's really awkward. If there's a word I could describe this movie with, it's awkward. More than anything, awkward is the best word. And
a woman never runs out of detergent.
There's that weird sexist line in the movie. A woman doesn't run out of detergent. What does that even mean?
Delivered to us by the landlord, who I wrote down was, in my opinion, appeared to be portrayed by none other than a Golden Girls casting call reject.
The way exposition is handled in this movie is some of the most heavy-handed, awkward things I've ever seen in my life. Within the first 5 minutes, you get a line of, oh, you have to tell him at some point, because he really wants kids so badly, and you don't. That's gonna come up soon. First off, why are you getting married if that's the case? Second, was there no better way to discuss that in the film? Because, Jesus, that is the most awkward scene. And of course, right after that, you get her coming home to her husband having a fucking high chair that he built or something.
Oh my goodness.
And because you haven't had
gift of the century. It looked like a Puritan torture device.
Because you haven't had it shoved down your throat enough that, hey, he wants kids and she doesn't. Do you get it? Do you get it, audience?
Let's talk about setting. Because...
the warehouse apartment that they're living in.
The apartment complex that they're living in resembles a multi-story public storage unit.
Every time they show an exterior shot of this place,
attached to a lumber
it literally looks like a
warehouse.
It looks like a warehouse, and it's really awkward.
But the dialogue is equivalent to a freight train speeding through the self-checkout lane of an Acme superstore. Why? Because it leaves me startled and asking, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's pretty much the movie in general. There's no consistency. There's no good acting. There's no believability. There's no really anything. There's a scene where the girl's friend walks into her apartment, which is now literally a bug hive with eggs everywhere and webbing everywhere, and there's no reaction to this. There's no anything.
She
walks
brushing
in,
the webs aside. Why haven't you called?
That's literally the scene, and it's so strange, and I feel like it has to... You would think it would have to be almost intentional for something to be this lazily written, but it definitely isn't. In a couple of days, you and I will be married, and then we'll move out of here and start our lives over again. I can literally picture Tommy Wiseau saying that dialogue. In a few days, you and I will be married, and then we'll move out of here.
What about the suit joke?
Oh, the generic suit joke that we get the end of at the dinner scene.
And he says, you better walk out of my office and get a new suit.
The
punchline goes over
everyone's heads. All of this aside, though, I can't even pretend that I didn't have fun with this movie. Because I did. It's a stupid as fuck movie. It's not a good movie by any means, but I enjoyed it.
I don't advocate the use of alcohol or drugs, but I feel like they would very much improve
Oh my
the
god,
quality
they
of this
totally
movie.
would. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, oh, this movie's like a total comedy. It's not a comedy. It's not like something like Troll 2 where like it's so bad it's good. It's just something I found enjoyable because I like
ridiculous.
I like ridiculous, absurd bullshit. And this movie is all ridiculous, absurd, awkward bullshit. And it's so entertaining because of that. So let's fuck the notes because we've gone through a lot of them. What would you rate this movie overall?
Fuck. If I was a teacher and this film was a student begging me that it needed a C to pass the class and graduate and go on to bigger and better things,
you would not give
I
it a
would
C.
stare right into its eyes and carve a D into its forehead.
So you're giving it a D?
Yes.
Okay. Bite is a movie that's so fucking...
That's what it does. It bites.
It does bite. Bite is a movie that's so fucking stupid and so awkward and so laughably bad, and yet I still find myself somehow entertained by it enough to not give it an F. I'm going to give Bite a very affectionate D+. Because I actually think it has very good practical effects.
I just want to make a note.
And there's a... And there's... Hold that.
Okay, go ahead.
It has very good practical effects, and there is a decent premise in there fighting to get out, despite everything working against it. So for me, it's a solid D+. Or a generous D+, I suppose. So yeah, guys, that was Bite. This is like the first time we've ever done a review together, like without Mike.
Yeah,
he's somewhere.
No, he's no longer with us.
Expect more of these, I guess.
Got dark.
Make requests, guys.
Please,
comment below
anything.
if you want us to review anything. If you have any thoughts on Bite, if you didn't like it or you did like it for some reason, comment and let us know about it. We'll talk to you and have a dialogue.
Comment on anything. Just interact with us. We're down to earth.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Point out the fact that every video I've been in, I've looked like a steel mill worker, and now suddenly I've transitioned into Brooklyn hipster. Please, make fun of me!
Like, comment, and subscribe, guys, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.